Round and round we go like a blunt in rotation.
Welcome to another episode of Blunt Opinion. I got some very special people close to my heart here with me on this very special Blunt Opinion that I'm calling Blessings and Lessons. All right. So let's start with the first person I met, actually. So we can go with Broady. Yes. Brandon Broady. We got Brandon Broady here.
Hello.
Shout out to Brandon Broady. You are so funny, and I appreciate you coming on here.
I'm glad to be here.
Then we got my boy Will Pharaoh here. Oh my God, for real, this is exactly how I met y'all. Then I got my boy Will Pharaoh here, and I got my girl Jonnae Thompson here. What up, boo? What up, Jonnae? Your hair looks voluptuous. You look cute. You're glowing.
Is this new? The nose ring?
It is by Sika on the Mert, actually.
Yeah. Nose ring.
He's got to piercing.
It's a nose cuff, actually.
Okay.
But Broady, y'all got a real one.
Okay. Yeah, I fucks with Sika.
Hey, and last but not least, we got the fabulous Paris Nicole here with me. And so I got my favorite people here. Yes, I'm excited. So this blunt opinion is about blessings and lessons. And so we can go down the line and we're gonna talk about instances and situations where we're like, damn, that shit happened. And we're gonna figure out, is it a blessing or a lesson? So who wants to go first?
Oof. Let's see. Blessings and lessons.
Let me stage it for y'all first.
Let's think. Let me think. So I mean, something that comes immediate was I was working in radio, and I was doing I was kind of coming up through the ranks in the radio, hosting events back in DC. Shout out to WPDC 95.5, DC's home at least 18 jams in a row. And so we were doing our thing there. And I remember I was getting, I was like younger, and I started hosting a lot of events. And I remember there was one of the senior talent that was there, and he kept coming over to me. I felt like he was hating on me. He was like, "No, why are you doing?" I was playing this game with people like guess your age, and I was like at Six Flags, I was guessing people's ages, and kids were loving it. I was like within 1 year of all that. So then he comes up like, "Yo, what are you doing, man? Like that's not how you do it." And he grabs the mic and then does stuff, and people aren't as engaged. Whatever the case was, I ended up telling I'm telling one of the other coworkers later on that day at an event. I was like, "Yo, I feel like he was hating on me, yo, like all this, like talking all this trash." I unloaded. Kind of found out they're cousins. So I basically unloaded all this shit. I was talking so much trash. And then he came to me. He's like, "Look, bro, I'm going to come to you, frat to frat. Like, were you talking shit?" He gave me the opportunity to be like, I could have lied. And I was like, "Yeah, honestly, I was talking trash. And I felt like you were hating on me." And all that. He said, "Look, young brother, you got to understand." And he gave me the lesson, like, don't talk trash because you don't know who knows who. And after I learned that, I was like, you know what? I will never get caught up in that gossip of people that I don't completely know. Like if I don't know you that well, I'm never going to just unload. If something makes me mad and it's a work related, especially entertainment industry, you come to find out once you start moving up higher in the ranks, you realize everybody's connected. You don't realize that people will really be like, "Oh yeah, I know that fool," because you don't know they worked on stuff. Like we've all worked together, to some capacity, or we know people that work together. So it's like, even if I was slipping up and talking some trash to Paris, she might be like, "Oh, okay." And then, you know what I mean? Be like, "Yo, Broady had a lot of shit to say." You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know who she knows. I don't know who everyone knows. So, lesson to a lesson.
Right. That is
started with the story. I love that you started with that story. That's major. Be impeccable with your word.
And be kind to everyone.
Yeah.
That part.
Seriously.
That part.
Very true. People don't even talk about don't date in the industry, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know who knows who, and it can get messy, and then you get your feelings hurt because you find out, she was with him and him and him and him, or vice versa. They find out you've been he's been messing with all these joints, because people talk, so you almost want to date someone that's completely in a different industry, like space or some shit, NASA. You want to someone that someone never gonna cross paths. Like, nah, my girl, she's been in space for the last 6 months, so I knew for a fact. She won't catch up none of that shit on Earth.
She don't even know what Instagram is.
Right.
Too long.
So we consider that a lesson, y'all?
Yes, definitely.
A L?
A L, yeah.
A lesson.
I took a L.
Broady, I give kudos to you for owning up to your shit when you were approached, because I feel like that's a big step that, taking accountability for our actions and behaviors and the things that we say, even though it may not be our intention or whatever, it was a mistake, but we have to own up to our stuff to move on and learn.
And he was older, you know, and I'm talking about, if you ever listen to Sirius XM, the dude's name is Hercules. He's on the Heat now. So, you know, just to give you a testament of who this person was and like how, like his career has continued to rise, and he's still a big brother in the game. And I can still call him whenever and just talk and chop it up and ask for advice, because I had a fork in the road where I could have really messed that relationship up, but I was honest. I owned up to it. He saw it as a little brother mistake in a moment for teaching. And I'll never forget that. So I'm grateful. Yeah. And I shout out to her, you know, that I can even share this story.
Yeah, your ego didn't get in the way. You could have been like, man, you know, you could have been.
I wasn't talking trash or whatever, you know, but I found out, you know, the cousins.
But it also says a lot about him for being able to approach you immediately about it instead of being petty back or, you know, having this unsaid thing between y'all. Like, no, let's get this out now. You have something to say?
Because he could have messed up my career. You know, he could have been like, you don't want to work with him. He thinks he got an ego. He talks too much trash, and he thinks he's the little shit. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be humbled. You know,
but also that same thing too, Broady. You could also helped him out to the point of where it's like, you know what, man, maybe I do need to kind of like tread how I'm teaching these people and stuff like that. You know, maybe I need to not come at such a brash way and stuff like that. So folks don't feel like that, because like you said, it could have went that way to where then y'all could have had this type of beef for all of these going on and shit. So it's like he could have changed his style too. So it's just both learning a lesson.
Well, eventually he started his own promotion company, and then I was one of the first people that was out at auxiliary promotion company, and he wanted me to be part of the team, Hercules World Promotions. And I had a birthday party when I graduated college, and he brought his promo truck. They had free energy drinks and all sodas and shit. Like he had his, so I was able to like have, you know, build a great relationship, you know, through this learning lesson.
That's the blessing in it. Like for me, the lessons, those are the greatest blessings.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but it's the gift that keeps on giving. Like, you know, the more you know, the more you can grow. Like there's just something about the knowledge, whether it's like, you know, so like it made, I think the only part that can seem like a L in that, like, is just like that if it was ego involved, but once that, you know, is in check, there's nothing but blessings that came from it. Like you got further work from it. You built a connection with somebody who is older than you. But like Will said, like there's this beautiful thing where the older can learn from the younger and vice versa. So I think you both taught each other something. If he didn't learn something, he wouldn't have came back around and, you know, reached to work with you.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just also like, and it even taught me, you know what I'm saying? When you see young people, they try and do their thing, you know, I learned, you know, I'm never going to, it's like even with comedians, you know, a young comedian comes up to the stage, maybe they don't have a great set. But I'm never going to like ridicule them in front of people. I'll pull them to the side, like, hey, you know, you might want to, you know, consider doing this in your set, blah, blah, blah. Give them a little tip, because we've been doing this for many, many years now. But I know that feeling when you're younger and you start feeling like you on fire and all that, you know what I'm saying? You don't want like somebody making you feel bad about this career, because you're going to want to give up right then, you know, because you trust, especially these people that you look up to, they can very much, you know, say something that makes you want to quit and never do it again, because they, you know, because your hero shat on you.
Yeah.
Man.
I will say, like, even lessons, you really don't really understand that they're lessons until after, and you're just like, dang.
Right.
Like anytime you feel uncomfortable, it's usually low key a lesson. Like you're just going through the fire. Like just take it and, you know, do what you can.
And it killed whatever little insecurity that was causing that problem. So imagine if that seed would have kept growing now, then that could have been something that kept hindering your career, because then you, like you said, you'd have been a hothead.
And you don't want people to say that about you. You know, you want people to say that you're easy to work with. And I think that's the blessing with all the great people I've been able to work with, is because I'm easily, you know, I don't know, I get along. I make it go easy. I know the flow. I know, you know, even when working different gigs, you want to always keep a smile on your face. You might be tired as shit, and you might not actually actively be acting. I know all of us have, you know, done our acting and done our hosting and all that stuff, but like you got to be on even when you're off. So even when the cameras aren't rolling, you got to still be on to the production people. You still got to be like, hey, how you doing? Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, I love to eat red vines. Yeah, that's crazy. Do you know what the restroom is? You know what I'm saying? But always be on, because those relationships, the person that you don't even know that's just been quiet, that you thought it was a damn PA the whole time, man, you find out 1 month later, motherfucker wrote a script and they want you to be in it, and then that thing could become like two distant strangers. I mean, look at Van Lathan, bro. You know what I'm saying? Van from TMZ. Everyone thought he was just, the TMZ guy. Van has an Oscar now. You see what I'm saying? And he was able to build relationships outside of it and do his thing and have a team that produced an Oscar-nominated short. You know what I mean?
You never know where things will take you. Actually, Broady, that's how I met you. Y'all were like production, and I was like background. Yeah. And I ended up being cool with y'all. I ended up partnering with y'all in like freaking True TV, like president. We were just like, how did this happen? And then it's just the attitude you bring to any project that you're working with. Jonnae, I hadn't personally met Jonnae yet, but I remember Jonnae on set and her shining. And it was just like, it's just crazy, a small world, how like we are all connected in that sense, and where this will take us, and in every relationship that we invest in. Mm-hmm. So be kind to people, y'all. Be kind.
Be kind, yeah. The golden rule, right? Treat people how you want to be treated.
Oh yeah.
Straight up.
So who's next?
I could talk about COVID was a huge, the whole pandemic, I guess, was a huge lesson and a blessing for me, for real. Even though in the beginning it didn't seem that way, of course. Like you said, we learn after, because I don't know if y'all know, but I was hosting a show for Disney, a national tour for 2 years, and then we were supposed to go in 2020, and then it got shut down. So I'm used to traveling and going out, not being home and seeing, exploring. It was like a whole shutdown for me, and I'm always used to being able to do things, go out, shoot with people, and thank God that he sat my ass down, because I started having to look within and what can I do on my own? I can't rely on other people or other things for opportunities. I have to create for myself now. And once I started doing that, it changed the game for me. And now I'm finally in the process of editing my first mini web series that I'm so proud of, that I wrote while I was on tour. And so for it to finally come to life, I don't know if I was on tour still, if I would have ever shot that. I would have been like, I don't have time. Well, I got this to do and this to do, but whoo. And I know that's just the beginning. I'm just hyped right now, because I've been thinking about all the things and just changing lives through my work.
Yeah.
Impacting lives through my perspective on life.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't forced to sit down in this quarantine, it would have been still on the back burner of my dreams. And so I'm so grateful for this quarantine situation. So much growth, personal growth. And I feel like if you didn't have that during this process, it's never too late. But what were you doing? I feel like everybody around me excelled. And I'm so proud of everybody doing the damn thing now. At least in my circle, I don't know, everybody's really dope. So everyone's in their own ways. We're all on the same kind of frequency, but we're all in different specific lanes of those things, but we're all doing it. And I love it. I love to see it. We're the next ones up. We all know each other. We've all been friends.
Period. And that's how it was though. Back in the day, everybody was cool. You had they were real life homies. Some of them grew up as neighbors. You look at Smokey Robinson and I think Aretha Franklin, and they were neighbors, things like that. Or it's they were cousins, It's beautiful and it's real. We see each other everywhere. And it's I was gonna meet you. We're
right.
I remember Jonnae, you asked her at the barbecue and stuff like that. You was asking that about her. She was like, man, do you think I would have met Grace? And I was like, yeah, most likely. Yeah, I literally, I was literally telling them, I was like, yo, I said, Grace literally ditched us and left production after we shot the Hot Box Challenge and went to lunch with Jonnae after meeting her.
And Will
3 hours.
Will was not happy with me.
I was like, yo.
I'm not affecting people, you know.
It was like 102 degrees, and I was like, yo, and I'm trying to get everything out of like my homeboy's house because that's what we're filming and stuff. And I'm just like,
it's too beautiful to be helping move that stuff anyways. So
first of all, I have sweated myself in the midst of that, and I got invited to go eat lunch with Jonnae, and I was like, yeah.
And she just left. I was like, they better. I was like, they better be.
I think Denzel was there too. It was like
it was Denzel, me, you, and Brent, I think.
Oh, Brent too. Yeah, it was a great sushi. You should have came, Will. Where were you?
We had to, I ain't gonna say it.
Cleaning up. That's where I was at.
Talk about it later where he was.
I set up. But no, that's funny.
I was like, they better become best friends after this shit. That's all I know.
We did actually, and I felt like our relationship got a lot closer during quarantine. Same with Paris. It was just crazy the people that were placed in my life during 2020. And also seeing y'all, like Broady, seeing you be creative with your son, doing the silliest like skits, and it be, be funny, like Richie Loco doing that funny ass little quarantine with his family. Like it was just so great to see people be creative in the midst of chaos. I started my Tell Me Something Good during that time, and Broady, Jonnae, and Paris, all we all like got to really express. And we all got to just express ourselves in the midst of that, and what the art that came out of that was truly.
When you're sitting there too, this is like the darkest time that we've ever probably experienced in all of our lives. For initially it's like scary. You don't know what the hell is happening. We don't really know what to believe. We don't really know what to understand. And then, especially having kids, it does give you that sort of fear, you know what I mean? Like, cause you're having to not only protect yourself, you're having to protect somebody else from this virus, and all you're hearing is this negative anything. And all your kid wants to do is play. They don't give a damn about no virus. They want to touch everything. I'm like, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't eat that.
Yeah.
So you have to find these things to kind of like give you the motivation to still see some kind of positivity in the world. And I've heard from people say to me, which kind of keeps me motivating, is like, you got to become, we are lights, and you don't know whose tunnel you're lighting up, with your life, with just your presence and what you do. And sometimes you think, I don't want to do this sketch, or I don't want to do this little TikTok, or whatever it may be. But, I like to say, like, sometimes I'm my son's light, or vice versa. He's definitely my light for me. Like his spirit, how happy he is. So I'm like, you know what? If he's this positive, how can I dim that, with just the negativity that's being fed to me in the world? I'm not going to absorb that. I'm going to flip that narrative, and we're going to still have fun, because other people may be able to see that. Other people that have a kid, other people might be like, oh, I'm gonna have fun with my kid. I'm gonna do this during the quarantine. You did, and you find out new things about yourself. You do learn a lot. So it was definitely, I agree with exactly what Paris is saying, at this time is when you can really embrace who you are and not be scared, be fearless in it. But remember, most importantly, that people are waiting on us. You know what I'm saying? We are,
yes.
They're waiting on us.
I think it stripped attachment from everyone too. And really to like hone in on yourself. Like, wow, I'm capable of doing this myself. I am capable. I am capable, and I'm fucking dope and powerful, and I can do all this shit. Do it.
Not that y'all capable, that y'all doing it. I think that's the thing too. Y'all gotta kind of like, that's y'all next phase, and just sitting in that. Like, y'all survived that. Like, if you really think about it, like, and I think people don't really applaud themselves in y'all positions and stuff like that. Like, Broady, I won't put your business out, but think about everything you went in a year. And imagine people that died around you, things that didn't happen to you, and you seeing what other people, how their outcomes turned out when they didn't turn around. Grace, same thing for you in your situations. Paris, same thing for you in your situation. Jonnae, I witnessed some of your situations. And the fact that you can still come out shining bright like how you are, like, yo, y'all survived some stuff people did not. Some people are no longer here, and y'all came out not only surviving it, but better.
That shit right there. That shit right there.
Yeah, I appreciate that,
Will, man.
Yeah.
That's so real.
So
it's the blessing.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the lesson. So applaud yourselves, but also
and Will,
too,
you too. Will, you became head creator of a company that you admired and and you worked for, and you to be the boss that you are, like in the midst of this too. Like the things that you were.
Put your friends on, yeah.
That
So
part.
thank you.
Yeah, I had just had a. Yeah, I had just. I had a conversation with a friend that like worked for, I can't say what company, but she was like, I can't wait to be production because I want to put all my friends on for this. And I was just like, fuck yeah, like this is a big company. That's what it is. It's like, it's just that going back to what Broady was saying about like just relationships and like, being kind to people. Like, you putting people on and you putting your people on, like it's a beautiful thing. Like when we start projects, and seeing Paris like doing her projects and her adding her friends as actors on there, like it's just over. I love it, y'all. I love it. I love life. I love this life with y'all, and keep doing your thing.
I guess that'll make me go because it kind of ties into that as to why that happened for my lesson. It was, I remember I was living in Sacramento, and so I was a lot of people don't know this, I actually was doing theater since like the sixth grade and stuff like that, all the way through like high school and everything. So like in professional competitions, everything like that. So I really wanted to go like the actor route, but I was always like writing stuff, creating stories and all kind of stuff like that. But like where I grew up, that's not the main thing to pay attention to. Oh, my camera be high, so it cuts in and out. So but when I got the chance to come to California, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do this acting thing again. So I would be like trying to do like auditions in that area and stuff like that. So I got an audition for a network I will not mention out loud, and it was for a show. And so they hadn't cast who the exact like lead character was going to be description wise. So it was kind of an open thing, but they were still doing casting. So went there, had my little headshot and stuff like that. I was like, yo, just give it a try. Go in. I was like, I'm gonna go in after lunch. So then that way, like they're a little full, they can laugh and stuff like that, and they be straight. Like, I had my strategy down. I was like, I'm good. I was like, I'm gonna be good. I go in there. Excellent audition. They laughing, having a good time. I'm going off script with stuff like that. They just having a good time about it. And so like I stay there and I wait for one of the producers come out that I had talked to while he was out there, grabbing some water and stuff like that. Because one thing I'd always learned was like at least try to get one of their emails. So it's like even if this don't work out, I can still like if I can ask for some information, maybe a little bit of advice on something and stuff like that, you'd be good. And so he was leaving, and so we were walking out, like talking, because he was also like a big Dragon Ball Z fan. So that's what really had us going. And so, yeah, and so we were leaving, and I was just like, yo, if you have any critique or any just advice on, like the audition and stuff like that. And so that's when he dropped probably like one of the biggest bombshells I've ever heard. Like, and I completely thank him for it to this day. He was like, I say this with the most respect, and I'm not trying to like get you upset or anything like that. He said, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. No major network is finna put a 6'3" black dude with dreadlocks as the head of their show. It's just not gonna happen right now. They wouldn't know how to market you, and if they do, they would probably do it to where it would most likely ruin your career. Because they put you in some stereotypical stuff that don't work. So there was two ways that could have been taken, and I don't want to take L's. So what it made me realize was like a very dope lesson. And so I asked you this. I'm gonna ask Paris because I know Paris gonna react to it. Paris, if I came to your house right now and I told you, Paris, you can't have that couch right there, what would you say?
Who do you think you're talking to?
First of all, how'd you come into my house?
I mean, but Paris, that couch don't work right there. You need to be able to move that couch somewhere, and so we can have some more space for us to be able to sit in.
I don't know. I'd have to know the whole situation, what's going on here, because if it makes sense, I don't know. what you're trying to get at.
That's how Hollywood sees us. When we ask
like
them,
the couch, the couch,
us coming in and telling them you need to make room for us. This is their court. This is their rules. You make the logic. You don't have to appease us. I was like,
gotcha.
That's fair. Now that's not for every another thing I knew that was for me. And then when I started seeing it, I was like, yo, I now understand it. I was like, yo, you wouldn't know how to market that because I understand both sides now. I understand the actor side and I understand the financial side. That's why even like we're talking with Grace, when we first met, I was like, yo, just from off of what I see, you would easily, both of you and Paris could be stars on the CW show tomorrow.
You love CW.
Because I just know it's the easiest thing y'all would be on. Y'all would both be able to play superheroes. Jonnae could have her own talk show on HBO probably in the next year. Broady could literally it could be the new fucking Steve Harvey if he wanted to.
Hey.
I could see all of this.
Hey, man, look, man, let's see if it's up on the board right there. Okay.
but he opened that up for me. So he opened that up for me to know, like, I was like, yo, so if you can do that, then I can do what Tyler Perry did.
Facts.
I can open up the doors for everybody else like yourselves to be able to do that and do it without having to be fucked over like everybody else did. Or how I like to always say, fuck a polar bear to get on.
Like a polar bear.
Oh yeah,
There's a story. I didn't know polar bears.
I always
that's
say,
what I need to do.
No, I always say this, and so you can take it as you will. I always say for some reason, Black people always have to be emasculated or have to go through something fucked up or be shown like that before they get that big role. So if y'all ever have any of y'all watch Black Mirror on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, the first like 3 seasons.
So do you remember?
I will be on that show one day.
Yes, Paris.
So good. Yes.
Yo, Paris. I need to talk to you about that. I have an episode that I want to pitch to Black Mirror that I think you would be dope for in that series. It's called, great, A Night at the Fox. Remember the one I was telling you about?
Remember the title of this, Night at the Fox.
The one at the Snooty Fox, the thing
the Snooty Fox. I do remember you telling me this.
The 4 stories. Yeah, that's what it is. I'll tell y'all about it offline.
Hey.
But
I was gonna say too, Will, you almost want to shoot the sizzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, let's shoot it and then.
Oh no, I want to shoot it. I already like. I just want to get everybody. Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all about it when we get off of here.
I'm excited.
But there's an episode on there that has Anthony Mackie on there, and where they go into the video game and they fucking.
I remember.
I gotta watch this.
I remember that.
You can't forget that, girl. They was like fucking.
That episode was like, oh.
It was like Bridgerton, like a whole lot of.
It's very like okay, and then like one of the dudes wound up fucking a polar bear on there. That's what he said. He was like, I tried fucking this person. I tried even fucking animals. I fucked the polar bear once. It's just not the same. I gotta watch this episode. But what's funny about it, them 2 dudes, one of them is now Captain America, and the other dude played Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, wow, that's what y'all had to do to get that.
I mean, Black Mirror is kind of like just messed up, but I mean, that was one of his earlier works, no?
No, that was like last year.
They never hooked up.
Yeah, it's hella weird. It's the video game characters.
But it fucks up your brain because you know it's them, but it's a boy and girl on the game.
But here's the thing, because the thing is, check this out. If you really want to break it down, what makes a person gay, I mean, that's always their own interpretation. But let's go down to, is it the feelings or is it the actual, you know what I mean? Because their hearts, they was in love. It wasn't about the fucking. They really actually, I gotta rewatch it, but weren't they? You know what I mean? Like
because I was about to say, because remember they did wind up kissing in real life to see if that's what it was.
That's true.
And then when it went off, but they didn't.
You know what I mean?
They didn't answer it though. They didn't answer it though. They never said it. Basically,
it was more their hearts.
It was like they were still doing it at the.
They realized they didn't like it.
Yo, the writers
but
of
they were
Black
still
Panther.
doing it though.
Of it. There are gay people who don't like sex. There are gay people like don't give me. There are straight people who are like don't give me no head or I don't give head. Like there's it's all those are all sexual preferences, but
I think it's because they haven't gotten good head.
That's what I be saying, Paris. That just be me right there.
That's all that means.
Better.
Good.
Oh, no, people be weird. I've never ran into the people like that, but I know.
No, I have. I've ran into some ladies like, no, I don't like having.
I don't like
vagina eaten.
They don't like maybe they just sound like they don't like being messy because it's
they do not like I do not like it.
Never had good. They probably never had good.
Nah, they've never.
This is making sense.
They've never peaked.
If they've had, like maybe they have some.
I agree because it's like you think it's a certain thing, especially growing up. Like I started smashing when I was probably like 15 or 16, right? But you don't really know what you're doing, and then you kind of just like you don't really understand. And then as you start to understand, I guess women, on a higher level, that's when I'm like, oh yeah, foreplay is absolutely necessary. Like that's
right.
That's like a part of it. But when you're younger, you don't like. I'm thinking high school, like I'm like, oh, you just wait till you get an erection, and then you do it. And then when you're done, and then that's when sex is over. You know what I'm saying? And you realize when you get sexual maturity, you realize, no. You gotta get your lady, you gotta get her started first, maybe even make her finish first. Because if that's the case, then you're gonna be able to have more sessions and she's gonna be wanting it from you.
And to be honest, the key is before the bedroom. That's really where you you butter her up. Yeah. My first, matter of fact, since we talked, well, this is off topic, but he freaking used cucumber melon lotion as a lube.
Oh no!
Oh, that probably itched you up. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh my god, it burned.
Yeah, why not? I pictured the bottle. I know the bottle. Oh my god!
It's like the Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, we know that joint.
That kind of came. Oh.
Yeah.
God, thank God it's fine down there. My flower is fine. But my God, he was like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
For who?
Hey, I will say this, one chick was like, let's try something new and tried to get them icy hot condoms and I put it on backwards.
Oh man, hot side first.
It's supposed to go. It's for her. No, it's for her. It ain't for me. So I'm feeling the sensations, not her.
My man put it on hot and icy.
Yo, frozen penis is not the thing.
You have to let it go.
That's a lesson. That's a lesson.
No, because it wouldn't go nowhere. Like the blood's still there, so it's just. Yeah. So it's just still running because it's not like It's not like it's cold. It's just the sensation of cold, but your blood is still running through. So that just feels like cold blood is moving through.
Oh no, this sounds painful.
I know. That's a lesson, honey. That's a lesson. We're gonna get that.
Broady, you brought up a good point. So here's one thing I would say is that the beauty of waiting until I was 26. I've only had pretty much incredible experiences with that. I've never really had that.
Learning phase.
Always,
you gotta learn.
God always aligned me with the right ones. Now,
amazing. I love that.
It's been a blessing. I will say. But
so every partner that you dealt with, they had sexual maturity. You know what I mean? They'd grown up enough to understand, like, all right, you gotta do. This, you
don't gotta get a guy who tells you that cucumber melon lotion is the loop.
No, none of that. No, none of that.
or that it feels good in the pool. Man.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, but that's always been a fantasy, though. In the hot tub or in the shower.
Water is not a lubricant.
Water is not
no fucking lubricant.
Well,
unless you're in like Tulum or something, then it may be fun in a pool. But if you just off of Crenshaw at a motherfucking La Quinta at their pool, it's like,
I've seen that though too.
That's how COVID started.
Yeah, we at the YMCA swimming pool.
I know. They did used to do that. That's how the song got started. Mm-hmm. Young man.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's the one they didn't release. That's the the explicit version.
Is that why they like saying? Is that what it was for?
Why the YMC? That's all the ways they were spreading their cheeks.
Oh man, that just changed up.
Man.
Man, See, I went to YMCA summer camp. We'd be singing that shit bright and early.
Yeah,
the YMCA song to salute the camp, you know.
I heard swim at the why
I haven't heard that song.
Come on. Why would it be so fun to swim at the YMCA, bro? That is a
the YMCA was not fun. It was not fun at all.
But the fact that the village people were promoting, like, hey, look, a cop, a Native American, a construction worker, we go to the YMCA, and we're having, and you're a kid, you don't even realize what's going on. It's like, oh, it's
jobs, and they want to swim in the pool here.
Dirty jobs.
I went up there. I was like, none of these people are here. I ain't seen the Indian chief yet.
Where's the Indian chief from the song? He's not. Is he working today?
Oh, I saw as a cop. I ain't seen a sailor, nothing in here.
Ridiculous.
It's just people playing basketball and old motherfuckers swimming.
Nobody's singing.
Right? And it smells weird.
Always smells like sweet farts throughout the hallways.
Why did you keep kicking all the girls out the pool here? Like,
did y'all YMCA have snacks fairs?
Huh?
Snacks.
We had a vending machine with nothing in it.
Oh yeah, ours had stuff in it.
A lot of red vines and goldfish.
A lot of Lorna Doone cookies and
the granola things.
They are
the green one, the one that always breaks apart everywhere, gets everywhere.
All we had was a soda
Nature
machine.
Valley.
We had a soda machine that give you cans.
I hate Nature Valley.
Yo, you really don't like someone eating Nature Valley in their bed.
I gotta eat it over the sink. I eat it over the sink.
Over the trash can or over a napkin.
Hey, that's the most pettiest shit you could do to somebody. They piss you off, be like, I'll pour all this nature shit on your bed. You better leave me the fuck.
I'm gonna eat this Nature Valley on your bed.
It's also a way to catch someone up, yo. You want to catch someone up, bro? Like, forget that Apple tracker. Put a goddamn granola bar in her purse and lead the trail out. She can find out what she's pulling up to, or vice versa, you know?
I will never lose you, I promise.
Yeah. No, go do your thing. I don't know how this motherfucker found me cheating. I just followed the oats.
Follow the oats.
Should I go?
Yes, Jonnae, your turn, boo.
Not the last person, right? All right. So boom. I was living in Los Angeles from 2005 to about 2013. There was this point in my residency here where I had really received a few, eviction notices. And that's where that joke comes from. That was on True TV. See how that comes full circle, right? But that, it happened, and it got down to a conversation with me and the landlord where he's like, look, you're a great person. I know you out here, trying to do your stuff. But like, at this point, like, if you're late another month, like, we're going to have to like evict you, or, or the other option is pay us everything you owe. You can stay or just leave. Like, we won't put it on your record. Like, just, you got to be out in 7 days type of thing. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm out of here, and I had to like take from 2005 to 2013, like within 7 days, like make that make sense, so that's everything from graduating from CSUN to starting stand-up, which really is what kept me here, But with that, especially at that time, it just wasn't too predictable. A lot of late checks. Oh, sorry, it wasn't that packed this week. We don't have your money. Or sorry, we're a college. Students are doing payroll and they forgot to, just little things that were like, I'm kind of, I'm trying, but like it was difficult. So I'm like, I got to go back home. Back home is not too far, San Diego, thank God. And my idea was like, maybe I could just kind of come back and forth, and for me, I'm like, I'm going to be out there for 6 months to a year and I'm coming back, like I felt like I'm in a good space. Just show wise, I was like in development, like for like regular spots at comedy clubs around, like the Comedy Store, like just right that spot you want to be. Like, it was a bad time to leave. Broady, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And when I got back home, I remember there was a friend, actually before I left, she was like, there's a reason that you need to go back to San Diego. Like, I know you don't see it right now. I know you think it sucks, like moving back home, but like there's something there for you. Like, just just trust the process, and that 6 months to a year ended up being 3 years that I was there. And within that time, I was able to start like other things outside of comedy, in addition to, I never stopped doing that, but I was able to start doing music. I was able to start modeling. I was able to meet, not just, when I left, I was 18. So I had my childhood friends, but they weren't necessarily like the creatives and the people who I would need to know at that time, at least for me to even get through, like creative people need to be surrounded by creative people. Mm-hmm. Otherwise you're going to lose your shit. So it ended up being like a level up, like not just that, but I was able to connect. It was like a pandemic before the pandemic for me. I was able to really go within, like having to like slow down from your norm. Like we're all the people who are kind of like the grind culture, like as much as we try to remove that from our vocabulary, we are those people that it's not logical, but we'll keep going, like we show up not just for ourselves, but our community. So it's not a traditional sort of lifestyle, but I was able to connect with those people, but my family, like we all need home in us. Like when you live in a major city, like LA, New York, like these, and especially if you're in entertainment, I feel like you got to get grounded. Like you have to remember home. Like, where did you come from? Why are you here? Where did you start? Who are you doing this for? If you're not here, who are you disappointing? Like you have to remember that shit, because just doing it isn't enough. Like to me, that's not enough. Like I have to remember, like, oh, I got a nephew, I got a niece, I have, you know what I mean, a whole city who believes in me, like these sort of things, a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, like, so it's kind of eliminates that selfishness that I had, especially being in LA since I was 18. Come on, no kids, no single for all that time, like I don't have to think about anybody but myself, like, so I needed like to go, like, what is it like to, all right, you got to go get groceries for this person, or you got to, watch this cousin, or, these normal ass things that like I was missing, just kind of being so independent on my own or whatever, driven, ambitious, they're all great qualities to have, but I think grounding and humility are just things that are priceless. So when I came back to this city, I feel fucking unshakable, unmovable. Like I think if I'd never left, I probably would have got lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? I'd probably be further. You know what I mean?
You came back strong, Jonnae. It was good to see you. Like when you came back, I was like, yo, Jonnae's back. And it was like, oh shit, Jonnae's a problem, yo.
I remember, Jonnae, just like I had told you, like when you was telling me, like you was like, yo, I'm sorry I keep like missing these things and stuff like that. I keep trying to do that. I was like, yo, you straight. Like you need to go get yourself situated. Like when you ready, this is good. You good here.
You came back on
fire.
For real. I really do. Like each one of y'all are genuine. I look at Paris, I'm like, I was looking at her face every morning during the pandemic. Yep. Like, you know what I mean? Like we both had like that sound a little, but with not just like
of her.
I mean, like, following her on the gram, like she's in my algorithm. See where her
9 a.m. Paris.
Consistency.
But we were part of an online writing meditation course that through that remember it was
with Matt. Oh yeah. So accountability like group.
So we started as accountability group, and then Paris was telling me about a virtual meditation writing class
for free.
So I started doing it, and that helped me write a lot of things as well, like just to get thoughts out, but just to start off with meditation and like, it's a gift. And then Broady is like, every time I see him, like, for real, this is the smile, like he's always just energy, always just 100, one of
unmatchable Broady.
Kindest gentleman. Like you be forgetting, like I'm the type that I'll just walk to my car and be forgetting. You'd be like, what are you doing? Like where I go? like Will, same thing, man. Just biggest heart, He's about community, keeping us together. Grace, you just already know you are my real life sister. Grace, me and Grace, we'll write a book one day. But yes, like just this is all a blessing to you.
Hey. I think that journey of grounding is important, of being like, we all probably have moments of like, we're here, we're up here, and then all of a sudden it feels like, damn, we hit rock bottom. But the beauty and the lesson in rock bottom is an experience that you can't recreate. It's just being there, with yourself, and humility, that humility that comes over you is just like, it always, it's just medicine. It don't seem like medicine when, it don't seem like it's helping, but it always ends up, working in your favor. And I guess to end on kind of that note, Jonnae, I'm gonna kind of say mine. So this was January of 2014, and I'm a senior in college, and I'm having a conversation with my friend. I'm sure y'all. Anyway, so I'm having a conversation with my friend, and she is kind of concerned for me because it's been 5 days since I was off my pills, and I was like, oh, I'm fine, nothing's wrong. Like, she's like, you sure? And so I went to the store and got this little test. I don't know if y'all know what this test is, but you pee on it, and
is it a math test?
Because I've peed on the math test.
I ended up passing this test, just a spoiler alert, within seconds, and it was one of the cheap ones. And the day before that, I had brushed my teeth, and I ended up like throwing up. Like, damn, I think I like brushed my teeth too hard. And my roommate came out the room like, and I'm like, shut up, bitch. No way. I just got off these pills. Like, no way. Long story short, I'm looking at this stick, and I just go ballistic. I'm like, no, oh my God, no, my whole life. I'm wanting to be a journalist. Really, in the back of my head, I wanted to be in entertainment, but I figured I'd go to school for journalism because it would make my parents proud. I went to college, yada, yada, instead of like going to California. So anyway, I'm like, I can't be an anchor and be a mom at the same time. Like, what? Like, my whole life is just flashing before my eyes. I'm like, Jonnae, to piggyback on you being independent. I was very much a lone wolf. I'm a child of 9, but I definitely was very like, in my own world, like about me, I'm good, like, by myself type of energy. And senior year, I ended up getting pregnant, and I remember having to tell my professors. And when I tell you how thankful I am for the community that just surrounded me. I didn't have family around me, and my professors, when I ended up having my son, it was 3 months before I graduated. They were holding my son while I was in class, like while I was taking my like final exams. They were, the Department of Journalism was holding my son, my like newborn baby, and was just like, get your work done, and like the Department of Diversity, like all those women, it was like the only Black people at TCU. All those women, like it was like my daycare. It was just such a beautiful moment of it takes a village that I had never experienced. And, and I felt like a scarlet letter walking around campus with, being pregnant, because I went to like this rich white school, and it was just like, who's this pregnant woman like walking around campus? And when I tell you all of just these, I guess, humiliating moments that I've ever experienced, it's really just, I feel like nothing can get in my way kind of like mentality. So I ended up having my son in September. 3 months later, I graduated. 3 months after that, I moved to LA, and the rest is history. And moving to LA, the first year was like, I was homeless. It was a lot. I can't even like, when I was working with Will, my nose ring fell off. When I was working with Will, I was driving back and forth from Vegas every week to film Brunch Blend, to film Hotbox Challenge, to, then, get the opportunity to, do a great taste with like All Def. And, you know, and even when I was, you know, working on True TV as a background, like I was, you know, going back and forth for that, like just do, you know, just trying to do every gig I could. And if I can say like the way that my child motivates me, I know at that moment I was like, my whole life is ruined. I was the last person to get like, to get pregnant. And I was just like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? And so when I say like, this has been the biggest lesson and the biggest blessing that I've ever experienced in my life, it's a lot. And that's my story. That's my story, y'all.
No, and it's true. Like, I mean, I'm a parent as well, you know, and I felt like when I had my son, I felt like I was like, oh, I'm throwing it all away or something like that, you know, and it's very much opposite, but it's like, because I felt I'm the baby in my family. So I was like, and I'm out here, like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm really about to start a family out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that sense. So it was very nerve wracking, but it's the craziest thing is like, as soon as my son came, it's like the blessings started coming even harder. The thing in the background, the experiment, I got that show literally within months of like my son being born. He was born in February of 2015. January 2015, I got a job writing on the experiment. A couple months later, they ended up making me the host of the show. They felt that their other host wasn't seasoned enough. They just ended up swapping and making me the host of that joint. And I was like, and I saw that, you know, these times when you think it's like the worst thing, there's a reason for that in your life, you know. It's, and you gotta trust God, trust the process, and trust that whatever is coming from it, it's for your benefit. You just have to be able to embrace it and harness it in a way that's right for you. You know, you can't compare it to other people's lives, their past, their tracks. You were meant to have that scarlet letter on campus for whatever reason, but it was to make you a stronger person. So when you came out to LA, couldn't nobody tell you nothing.
Nobody could tell me nothing.
Tell you nothing.
I think it gave y'all too, like one of the biggest things that's gonna put y'all above a lot of other people though is all y'all experiences taught y'all versatility. So it's just like, even for like Paris, it's like you said, from going from like being on this thing with Disney and stuff like that to having to be sat down for your own stuff, it taught you how to now be versatile. So again, now imagine when everything you've learned now and then everything you built in your past with Disney, now imagine when those two come together, the way your conversations are going to be a way more different than they were when you went did that tour the first time. Even for you, Jonnae, you could have been just doing the stand-up thing, and then like you said, for yourself, that would have ran you into the ground, because it's a one-way path and it ain't got no purpose if it's just you just doing it. And so for you having to go back home and stuff like that, you learned about yourself. You learned that like, yo, you have other avenues you can go about. And if even like yourself, Broady and Grace, y'all having kids taught you other sides of things that you didn't know. Like you get to like for one, y'all got to learn how to still be nerds and be geeks and be childish. But that led y'all to be able to go like, hey,
watch cartoons.
Yeah, but now you have versatility in yourself, and especially for you, bro. I don't think a lot of people give you your credit as you deserve. Like, there's a lot of people that try to do this and can't do this. When you look at Broady can have either two things. Either people will go, I did not know Broady did stand-up because he acts so well, or they'll go, he does stand-up so well, they didn't know he did acting. Because you take both so seriously, people forget to fuse the two. Because you can see when it's like a comedian trying to do acting, or like, oh, actor trying to do stand-up. Hi, okay, dope. You tried it, cool. You know how to work in both lanes, and that is a very, very rare thing amongst comedians and stand-up. And I don't think people give you your credibility enough, and especially for you to be able to walk it in family situations, clean situations, like the fact that you even now understand that you can still do cannabis and still be able to have your Nickelodeon Choice Award behind you, and it's not going to affect you. Like, that's a huge step. So like, a lot of people don't give you your credibility for that. Like, you are probably one of the strongest people that I've seen from All Def take their shit and keep going with it. So
I appreciate it, Will. I appreciate it. And a lot of people don't know I do have a like you said, and you know, I know you're a talented actor too, man. It's crazy because like that theater stuff is I do have a film, and then I have an acting degree. So I mean, the film has been more of what I've been able to use through editing and screenwriting and all that. All the courses we've taken, they've come back full circle, and I'm able to really be like, yeah, I took an editing class. I know editing. I know screenwriting, and it makes me be able to be self-sustaining, you know, like, and then even with working with All Def, it's taught me things and how to produce a show, how to come up with a show, how to edit that show, how to do various things. And Will, like, you know, I mean, I got to give you your props too, bro. Like, you're one of the most dynamic people. I just remember seeing this dude, Will Pharaoh, and then to get to know you and to know how humble you are, bro, and how like easy to work with you are and how versatile you are, my man. Like, it's fun, bro. Like, it's like people don't realize just like this group right here. It's more dynamic, you know, than what y'all really even know. So I think this is great that we're all having these conversations and people are getting another dimension of all of us, because we are funny. We are a funny group, a talented group, but we are, you know, we do have our battles, just like a lot of people out there that are viewing our content. You know, we can relate. Believe me, we can relate.
And I do have to say, I don't mean to put this out there, but since we're giving out flowers, Grace is kind of really undermining what she just said about that stuff, and I do need to give that, because that shit she said was way tougher than what she's putting out. First of all, Grace was traveling back and forth from Vegas so that her son could be with her, get a sense of family, so he could be with his family. While she was doing that, she was also working as a bartender. She was also still trying to get into acting and still trying to figure out what the fuck she was going to be trying to do, learn, and figure out where she was going to go. While, if I'm just, and again, I don't know if you want this put out there, not having a place to stay. And I saw her bust her ass to find a place for her and her kid, and did not stop and did not go, I'm going to just do regular shit. I'm going to just do a regular job and then just try to get back into it. She said, no, fuck that. I'm going to do both at the same time, and I'm not going to stop no matter what. And also, with everyone else against her saying, I don't think you know the ones that be like,
I was like,
you want to do that? Are you sure you want to do that?
You should just go back to Texas.
Acting, is that really something you want to do? It's those people around you. And still managed to say, you know what, no, I'm going to change everything else, and then got to meet other people who felt the exact same way about what they're trying to do, and still stood on both her fucking feet while raising a kid by herself.
Very admirable.
Very admirable.
Broady.
No hot girl shit.
Stop it. I appreciate it. Wow, well, thank you. It's just crazy what you can really go through, what a human can really like sustain, and the people that go through that, and people go through the fire and come out just better and shiny and beautiful and refined. It's, you know, it's possible. Like, just keep going. I know people hate to hear these cliches, but keep going. Keep going.
Keep going.
Now I have an agent, I have a manager who like truly believes in me, who've been giving me like, you know, I've had opportunities in front of some big names, and it's something's gonna blow soon. But, you know,
please believe they all watching y'all. Please believe they all watching y'all. Like Paris, you already know. I call you 9 a.m. Paris for a reason. Believe me,
9 a.m. Paris
are watching your stuff. Believe me when I tell you, everything that you were doing. There are people who are really like modeling themselves after the stuff you do just because of the way you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for like your age and what you're trying to do. Like, believe me when I tell you, like, the way you have your journey, your path set for you, and the way you carry yourself is very admirable. And I just hope that you really do know that.
Thank you. Wait till my serious shit starts dropping, y'all. Ooh. I really appreciate hearing that. I from all of you, because y'all know this journey is not easy, and it's can be very discouraging. Even like this weekend, I've seen like 50 people I know perform at the BET Awards, and it's something that I'm like, why wasn't I? And you can't think that way, because I have no idea what each and every one of them went through to get on that stage, or whatever, you know, how much they got paid, or what they didn't get paid, or the hours, you know, that I got to spend doing my own shit instead of worrying about helping someone else's dream.
But you are where you're supposed to be, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear, you know, that the hard work is being noticed in some ways. I just, you know, you always like, when is the money gonna come from these?
Oh, it's coming.
But it's okay.
It's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
I'm on my journey. I'm on my journey, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful to be surrounded by amazing people and supportive and motivating, inspiring people all the time. It's major. Like y'all, whoever's watching, like it's very important that you have a solid group of people around you that keep you pushing. Because if you're surrounded by haters or yes men or people that like don't really care, you're not going to elevate in the way that you should. Trust the lead. It's a crazy journey. You got to be surrounded by like-minded, good people.
Oh yeah, and Jonnae, I ain't forget about you. Yours is just very simple. It's a Harry Potter term. Yo, like Phoenix, like that was it.
Oh, she a Phoenix.
Like, yo, yes. That was it. Like, yo, and you just came out just a whole different person, modeling.
Fire.
Hell, you damn near almost made me want to go vegan when I was seeing the stuff you was doing. I was like, hey man.
Now I'm on
and she's a great cook, y'all.
I was fucking up. Will made some amazing ribs. I'm sorry, listen.
I'm about to go get that plate.
First of all, Jonnae, I need to try your cooking because what?
Oh yeah, we can do it.
Oh my gosh, she made me some shrimp and grits.
I saw that and I was jealous.
I'll feed all y'all.
Hey Broady, I'm a barbecue. We right by each other too. I got you, Broady. Don't worry.
Broady, I remember you were making some tacos one time. I think it was tacos.
No, I make shepherd's pie. I be cooking. I be really cooking too.
Shepherd's pie. Or are we having our own thing? Are the boys invited? Can they come?
What? We better be invited.
I invited y'all to the barbecue.
Y'all can come. Y'all can come.
Hey.
Girls be weird, but y'all can come. No, y'all are invited. Y'all are formally invited
to the table.
Let me know when y'all.
I have a confession though. I have a confession about Jonnae. I don't know if I told you. Like I went to CSUN and I remember seeing you perform. And I remember thinking like, this girl is really funny. And to me, it just kind of blows my mind how we ended up being friends. Because I don't know, did I ever tell you that?
Y'all never like hung out when y'all were in college?
I never went to CSUN.
Oh shit!
I did Jonnae's show at CSUN.
But then again, I may have already graduated, may have been a student because I would still come back.
I was there from 2009 to.
Oh yeah, I was there. I was there a long time. I'm fronting. I was there from 2005 to 2011.
Oh, you made it sound like it was long. That ain't long.
I was about to say it took me about 5 years.
It took me 5 years too, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I just, obviously didn't know what you went through, so you expressing that tonight or today, it's like is obviously news to me, but it just makes me so happy to hear that you got through that, because I just remember being a freshman or sophomore or whatever and seeing you. Like I never forgot you. Oh
my God, you found the email?
An old email.
Oh my God, Broady. Clean out your storage. How much storage?
I liked it. It was May 10th, 2012. I did Jonnae's show at CSUN. It was Laugh Your Class Off.
Laugh your class off.
Or whatever, but I just remember you, and I didn't think like, oh, we'd be friends one day, but that's like it ended up happening. I don't even remember how we ended up really meeting.
Well, the first time I met you, Paris, was at one of the, what's it called, Blue Rock Night. And I remember like it was like a community, like you could just tell like who was in there working all the time. Like I came through with DeLorean, so that's kind of how DeLorean, shout out to DeLorean, dope bass player, guitarist. But I remember like you just had this energy it's always with you, it's like just this light. She was dancing around everywhere. I was like, I would definitely be her friend,
Crazy.
And then
I know that girl from CSUN.
Yeah. And then we saw each other again at Harvest Studios for family time. They had a rap party.
Oh, okay.
I think that's when we like kind of connected a little, and then it was through the group too. Like, yeah, there was a few times where we just kept linking up, but yeah,
that's crazy how this journey goes, how everyone is connected and intertwined, and how we might have seen each other before, you know, and how we all know each other. Again, goes back to be kind and be a good person, because you will meet everyone that you've always wanted to meet. You will, you know, interact with these people in some shape or form.
Yeah, this is my first conversation with you, Broady, but I know that I've seen you like in different events and stuff.
Yeah, same, likewise. And and I'm always happy when I get to see, you know, especially, you know, when you like, you know, when Grace and, you know, Will, when you guys put things together and the people that are going to be on, I'm like, all right, so I'm about to meet another dope person, because I know for a fact, like, if I'm meeting someone through, you know, these mediums, like I'm always, every single time I've been surrounded with some more dopeness. So you got a new friend now, you know what I'm saying? We just ain't met yet like that, but now we meeting, and, you know, I know I'm going to be continue to say very nice things about you, and hopefully we'll be working on some stuff. You know what I mean? I've worked with everyone with them, so I'm sure we'll be working on some
stuff. Y'all definitely need to connect. Yeah, y'all definitely need to talk. Yeah. Y'all two got great creative minds together. Oh yeah.
Yay.
We're doing our brunch this week or next week?
Yes, for real. I'm a
blunch and lunch.
It has to be next week. I'm in Vegas for 4th of July.
All right.
Hey.
Lunch.
Let me see what
I'm going on vacation.
You deserve it.
You earned it, right?
Vegas is vacation. You about to be half naked in the pools.
Nah, I'm gonna be.
You know it's gonna be hot out there.
Finna be half naked in a hotel room watching Netflix.
In a robe, right?
Just in a robe.
just like this. Just couple just
smoking a
call it room service for no reason.
They're like, sir, you know there's a belt for that robe, right? Yeah, but I don't use it.
No, bring it all the way in.
My parents didn't have one. I ain't gonna have one. It's holding it or nothing.
Stop it. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Blunt Opinion called Blessings and Lessons. I think that the viewers are really going to see another side of us, as well as, like, you know, laugh with us, cry with us, and feel our pain, you know, and just what we went through. So, guys, thank you again. I appreciate y'all. We have Will, Pharaoh, Brandon, Broady, Paris, Nicole, and Jonnae Thompson here. I love y'all.
Love you too.
Thank you for having us, Grace.
Thank you so much.
Yes, this was really dope.
Yay. Appreciate it.